Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Origins. And I am going to go ahead and do a replay review on one of my favorite games of all time here in 2024, and reasons as to why you should be playing this game currently. Other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up guys, I'm back for another review. As you can see, I am reviewing this masterpiece. Yes, this is an Ubisoft masterpiece made by the same group of Ubisoft developers that made games like, I don't know, Black Flag. Yeah, that's why this game is so good. Obviously, Black Flag is my second favorite game in the franchise. This is actually my first because this one combines old school with new school. And as you can see, I'm sliding off a damn pyramid. That's amazing. You saw a little bit earlier the horizon and the sands and all that in Egypt. Guys, it's just the beginning, okay? I put as much as I could in my review because I didn't want to make it extremely long. Who knows, I might do an in-depth review eventually. But this game is so good that it's actually a tragedy that a lot of people had never even checked it out just because it didn't have all the buildings and the parkour stuff of your usual Assassin's Creed. The stealth and assassinations in this game will remind you of the original games, but also there's an open world aspect to it with pretty cool side missions and stories that you may care about. Some of them are not that good, but a lot of them are even tied to the main story quest, you know? And I absolutely love Egyptian lore in general. There is elements of basically historical things, and just the structure of the game is done so well, guys. As you can see, even the combat is crazy. You can go ahead and fight these soldiers. There's Roman and Egyptian soldiers out in the desert. It can get pretty hectic and insane out there. Bayek is a freaking warrior. He's a master of so many weapons because he's a Magi of Egypt, which is protector of basically the kingdom, you know. It's just like an elite force that they had back then in ancient Egypt, and it's just the whole aspect of the game. It really grabs you, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like at the beginning you're not sure, and then suddenly you're like, wow, I want to play this endlessly, you know? And I'm not even exaggerating. This game takes you to those heights. I'm not gonna compare it to The Witcher. I still think The Witcher is better than this game, but I can say that this game is pretty damn close. The Witcher has more unpredictability aspects to it. This game is more on the more rigid structure side, but still with a shitload of freedom, guys. You could explore caves. Literally, dude has a torch to explore caves. You know, you feel like, just, you'll see in the clips. I'll go ahead and explain. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but right here I'm doing some of the stealth with obviously some arrows that I have. So you could get an assortment of arrows. Some of them are poison arrows, flaming arrows, whatever you can get your hands on. There's these structures out in the middle of nowhere. These aren't the only structures, you'll see. There's a variety of things in Egypt, okay? Ancient Egypt is insane. But yeah, these guys are all, like, when nighttime they start to kind of go to sleep or rest up, and then you can take pure advantage. And I just set everybody ablaze, okay? Because that's how I do it. I don't want to get into a whole like skirmish conflict or whatever, so I went and I just, obviously I had to play this game again. I had beaten it already. There's a lot of videos on it on my channel from challenges and stuff that you do in the game, like against elephants and stuff, like battle challenges of some sort. But I wanted to show the world because I never showed it in the videos. You know, I was always doing something. Like, for example, this is Alexandria. It's a bit different from the other areas in Egypt. It's more on the modern side for that time, which is buildings that you could climb on and jump off, you know, your parkour stuff. But you won't even care about parkour in this game because this game has a way, by the way, Bayek can climb anything. Okay, some people like that aspect, some people didn't. I love it. They should put that in every game. You know what I'm saying? Every game that has exploration, because you don't want to get stuck. And I don't need no damn stamina while you're climbing. Please stop doing that. That shit is not fun. This game did it just right. And man, as I go through the rooftops, there's stuff to find. You know, obviously I platinumed this game. I do have a Game Plus that, but I didn't want to ruin anything because there's so much stuff to find and such interesting stories behind it, like letters and stuff that you find, which I think started in Black Flag, really, where you find random stuff. Believe it or not, guys, I still haven't beaten Black Flag, but I'm taking my time with it still. I'll be putting the whole game on the channel, obviously, as well as this one I'll be putting on the channel. But when I beat this game, I didn't have a channel yet. You know what I'm saying? So I never got to do it, but I will be doing it as well, like I did with the Spider-Man game. But definitely this game, as you can see, the map is gigantic, guys. Wherever you can see, you can go. Okay, look at this crap. It's like the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, got a lot of work to do. And it's overwhelming at first because there's a leveling up system, but it's not that bad. Like, it's not like some of the, I guess, Odyssey's leveling system. This is much more tame, much more friendly. It's a cross between old and new. You know, this is the game that maybe ended it all for Assassin's Creed, and that's what people say, and then it started it anew, you know. But yeah, obviously this is the peak, in my opinion. I think in this game, a lot of people think it's Assassin's Creed 2. I owned it. I love Assassin's Creed 2, but it's heavily dated, guys. I do have the new version as well. I just think those games just don't compare to Black Flag in this game. Just can't compare them, you know, unfortunately. But there's a lot of different types of wilderness. People assume that in Egypt it's all sand and desert. There's a lot of things to check out in this place, okay? As well as characters. The storyline is great. The graphics are great. Obviously, it has a PlayStation 5 upgrade that they did in recent times that has a 4K 60, right? I think 1800p, but it's upgraded if you're using a 4K TV, and obviously your PlayStation 5 only outputs to 4K, so it's basically a checkerboarded style 4K, but still, guys, this looks freaking amazing, regardless of what technical terms it has. The HDR, the lighting is amazing, and obviously here you could see some of those basically canyons and valleys and all that. Again, the thing that drives you is not only the setting is amazing, but Bayek as a character is awesome. He's right there with Edward Kenway and with Ezio Auditore de Firenze. But anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is that Bayek of Siwa is one of those characters that came out of nowhere and you're like, wow, he's awesome. And to me, he's my favorite character in the franchise. I would put Edward Kenway second and then Ezio third. And I did love Ezio too, but I just thought that there were more interesting characters than Ezio afterwards, like these two guys. And you'll see why when you play them. The combat is something that's more of a free flow. It's not old school Assassin's Creed combat, but it has the elements of Assassin's Creed. Like at the end of a kill, if it's the last guy that you're taking out, there's going to be a animation basically to go with it with your sword. Whatever weapon you're using, he has a lot. There's axes, there's swords, there's basically things that look like hammers, or hammer on one side, axe on the other. I don't know what they're called, guys, okay? I'm not an expert of ancient weapons, but you guys know what I mean. There's a lot to pick from. And regardless of what you like, I like quick weapons, so obviously I'm not gonna go with the heavy ones. The heavy ones do work well, though, in the game. It's up to you. There's knives where you don't have basically a shield, and there is, come on, sailing. There isn't boat battles, unfortunately. There's a few scripted boat battles, but this game isn't about that because this is ancient Egypt. This goes way before, you know what I'm saying? That maybe they did have boat battles, I don't know. But Egypt isn't really about the ocean, okay? Which I'm sure you guys know. But overall, the boats and the sailing is really cool. It feels good, you know, and aside from the fact that Bayek can dive wherever, and you have the freedom to look for treasure, even though it's not a pirate game, guys, that's pretty amazing, okay? It feels so good, especially at 60 frames. I already gave the game a 9 originally when I played it on PS4, and I thought it was amazing. I kept trying to tell people to play it, but I didn't have a channel at the time, like I was saying. Told my friends and stuff. A lot of them were not interested in the ancient Egypt scenario, which is bizarre to me, because first thing I would want to see is the pyramids, you know, and the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is in the game, as well as the pyramids. There's many other pyramids. There's Memphis, Philadelphia, all those cities that we know here. Those are Egyptian cities originally, which is crazy. I didn't even know that, okay? The more I looked into it, And the structure of it is pretty interesting because it also gives you these additional missions, side missions. You could go off the path. You could basically change your horse, your camel. There is basically things that you put on them. There's legendary, there's rare, and then there's common camels and horses. Skill tree is insane. Obviously, once you get all the skills, as you can see, I got all of them because I platinum the game. The platinum is fun, in my opinion, because I like exploration. So it's up to you, but to me it was fun. Obviously, there is additional stuff that you can purchase or free stuff that Ubisoft gives you, and collectibles up the yin yang. Okay. We're talking about crazy amount of collectibles, which I couldn't stop exploring, okay? Basically, exploring ancient Egypt is a joy. Because sometimes you just literally just look at the scope of it. And you're like, wow, you know? And yeah, a lot of it is you're looking at the scope of it, the gameplay, the story. It just, you're part of it. Before you know it, you're part of it. I put in over 200 hours into this game. Okay, just because I wanted to see every part of it and I wanted to do everything. There's obviously wrecks under the ocean, similar to Black Flag, but you don't need anything special to dive down. Bike literally just dives down. All you need to do is basically enhance how much you can hold your breath, which mine is insane now, you know, which you'll see in one of the clips that I put up if it hasn't really already shown, but yeah, and a crap load of weapons. Look at how many swords and freaking side weapons and bows and shields. Guys, Achilles' shield is in here, okay? Because at the time Egypt was invaded by the Greeks and the mixing of the cultures was happening, and then later on the Romans came in as well. So we're talking about an insane amount of multicultural stuff to look at. You know, people praying to statues, religious stuff. And it's just so much to basically talk about in one review. So I was very intimidated by this review because of that, because I think I still won't do it justice, but I'm doing the best I can. Here, taking over boats, you won't literally take the boat, or the ship, but you can take out the guards that are on it and stuff and do stuff like that, like stealth shit that Assassin's Creed, you love to do in Assassin's Creed. But there really isn't any pirate stuff in the game. The only pirate stuff is archaeological stuff that you find around the map, which is, you know, like finding treasure, which there is in the game. There is some supernatural elements that I don't want to talk about yet, because obviously I want you guys to play it and explore it. But trust me, this is one of those games that is just... And I'm halfway through the review, I just realized, so guess what? I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating. To me, this game is a 10 out of 10, especially in the state that it's in after all the updates, the 4K 60 HDR, all that stuff. Right now, this game is amazing, especially since I'm sure it's cheap or it comes with a bundle of other games that Ubisoft put out. Look, I got attacked by bandits in that clip. And I had to put a stop to it. And trust me, the AI is smart in this game. It's not a joke. You die a lot, okay? You're going to die a lot, especially at first. And it'll be worth it. Stick with it, guys. It'll be worth it. You're going to be like, wow. Next thing you know, you feel like you're genuinely becoming an expert at the game. And it's so freaking fulfilling. It feels so good. Because the way everything is structured is fun. It's based on fun. It's not based on tediousness. I didn't feel like it was tedious. I don't know why people said that the leveling was a problem. There is no problem. Those are lazy gamers. That's what I call them. In reality, obviously, Odyssey did have a leveling issue. And even Odyssey's is not terrible. But this is even less than. So this is more based on the action-y side rather than RPG. This is before they went full RPG, you know? And yes, I recommend this game 1000%. This is a damn 10 out of 10, okay? Certified platinum. Okay, I love this game. And obviously, I'm good. Like I said, I'm dying to go back in to put the whole story on here. I'm gonna try to do side missions here and there when I do the clips. I'm gonna put it into its own playlist. I do have a playlist for the additional content stuff, but I'm not gonna add it to that. I'm gonna do a separate playlist where this is the main story game. You know, you guys will be able to find it. Bayek is also a funny guy. He's several aspects he's very human. He has all the aspects of a human personality. He's just some killer, and he's always angry. Very tragic story, by the way. Probably the most tragic I've seen in Assassin's Creed lore. He's also the granddaddy of them all, the guy who started the assassins. You know, at the time he started it, they call it the hidden ones. You'll see it in the story. I'm sure you've seen it in the commercials, so I'm not spoiling anything, but the way it happens is amazing. And they had jacuzzis in ancient Egypt. I didn't know that either. But anyways, I wanted to put basically the indoor structures, how amazing they are. They're made out of this chalk-like material with the colors that they use that I think to this day they don't really know how they use some of these colors and how they came up with them, especially at the time. Look at this beautiful stuff. There is lakes, ponds, and animal life. The animal life in this game is amazing. As I was looking at these structures, these beautiful structures, there's also dangerous animals that attack you randomly. Right now I was getting attacked by freaking crocodiles, guys. That's why the alert sign came up, and I'm going to show you guys some of that gameplay. You could also basically tame animals. You could tame lions and all these African animals, because obviously Bayek is in North Africa, Egypt, and you could use them to your advantage. You could walk with them and they'll help you take out targets and stuff. Bro, this game is just full of stuff, right? It doesn't have your little I'm searching for stuff like they used to, more realistic fashion. You kind of just pick it up with triangle, but it's still nice that you could pick up pretty much anything that you take out. As you can see, I'm taking out, look, another one wanted to attack me. I got these flaming arrows though. So yeah, I'm just very excited to talk about this game because it's a game I've been wanting to talk about for years. Hopefully I'm not leaving anything out, but yeah, to me this is the best setting in an Assassin's Creed game, especially for the time. It was wild times back then. The stuff that Bayek has to put up with, boss fights, legendary challenges. Obviously some of the outfits are here. I'll show it in the end clip, more of the outfits. This is the Isu armor, which is people's favorite. This shit looks amazing at night, especially, by the way, because it glows. And the way you find it is interesting. The way you find the weapons is interesting. But here is the last piece that I wanted to show, basically the large amount of outfits. Obviously, you can also change Bayek's beard, his long hair. Just make him look however you want. Take his hood on, put it on, put his hood back on. But yeah, guys, 10 out of 10, certified platinum. I love this game. And I planned them there for that reason. That's why I said certified platinum. But yeah, guys, other than that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go game.